Like she's like calling out like, make my sister help me. And we're back day 5, cutting it a little close. All right. I'm also like strategically sitting where there's like homeschool mess behind us. We just got back from some sports lessons, but we're diving into the word. Here we go, day 5. And this fits so well today. I'm Brittany. I'm a mom of 3 girls, 1 more on the way, homeschool and love God and Jesus. And we're doing a 30-day gratitude kind of short devotional. So today we're in the book of Luke in the New Testament, and we're in chapter 10, verse 38 through 42, okay? And this is talking about Martha and Mary, who were sisters, and then they had a brother whose name was Lazarus. And I think I said that right, Lazarus. I get Lazarus. And if you might be familiar with him because that's who Jesus rose from the dead after he had passed away. Once again, if I'm out of breath, it's because I'm very pregnant. Here we go. Now, as they went on their way, Jesus entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her house. And she had a sister called Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to his teaching. But Martha was distracted with much serving, and she went up to him and said, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to serve alone? Tell her then to help me." But the Lord answered her, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her." Okay, so we have 2 sisters, Mary and Martha, and Jesus and his disciples, they show up at their house, and first thing that Mary does is sit down, okay, and starts to listen to Jesus' teaching. Martha, the other sister, she immediately, gets to work, starts being a hostess, getting food together, drinks together, making sure everyone's situated, and doing all the things, okay? So the reflection question today is, do you catch yourself being more of a Mary or a Martha right now in your life? And I think it's important to note too that like what Martha was doing wasn't necessarily a bad thing. Like she was being a hostess, but it was distracting her from what was most important in that moment. Okay. So in that moment, sitting down, learning from Jesus, hearing his teachings, the everything else can wait in that moment, okay? And that's what Jesus is saying when he literally says, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and troubled about many things, but one thing is necessary. Mary has chosen the good portion, which will not be taken away from her." Okay? So me, myself, oh gosh, I struggle with an anxiety a lot. And, being so easily kind of what it says, troubled by many things. You think about like the holiday season, mom brain, you got a list of 20 things. What is it? Like people would say like 20 tabs that are open in your head that are going at the same time. What gifts do I have to get? I need this date because this is a performance. We need to rehearse this. I need to do laundry. I need to make sure, all the little things, okay? But then what's most important in that season? In this season, coming up too, like you think just present day. But it does not have to just be around the holidays, right? It's what's distracting you right now from getting in the Word, from spending time with Jesus, with God, right? What's pulling you away that can actually wait, that you think is super important, but it really, once again, in the grand scheme of this short life, really isn't that very, like, it's not important. So for me as a mom, and you as a mom probably, how many times where, you get, rustled and bustled about, I have to get groceries, make dinner, da da da. and then your kid saying, "Hey, mom, will you come play with me?" And instead of being in that moment right there, you're being pulled by these distractions when what's most important, really? Laundry can wait. Groceries, call for pickup, right? No. Okay, but like you understand, okay? Um, but then really most importantly with all of this is your relationship with God, right? Your relationship with Jesus and what's distracting you from spending that time with him, from getting into the word, right? So, whew, out of breath. Um, I've definitely been struggling, I think, as a Martha with all the open tabs in my head, and I'm slowly coming back to being a Mary. I love that. um, both women amazing. But I think this challenge right here is it's my Mary. It's my chapter of Mary. I've definitely struggled with my relationship with God and being in the Word for a while. It's been a season, and I'm excited to keep doing this. I feel so much just like refreshment when I am in the Word and I'm thinking about it and thinking about what a blessing it is to be able to have a relationship with God and Jesus and how undeserving I am as a sinner. Yeah. So, your question today, are you a Mary or a Martha? Okay. So, drop in the comments. Be sure to share whatever you want to share. And come back tomorrow for day 6.